Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. I became a security guard at the age of 20, avoiding 40 years of detours. Suyang, who had been a bull and horse for a lifetime in his past life, finally bought a house but found out that he was in the late stage of cancer. Before his death, he swore that if there was an afterlife, he would enjoy life well and refuse internal competition. Opening his eyes again, Suyang realized that he had crossed over and become a security guard. Start awakening salty fish system. At the same time, he discovered that he was participating in a program and began his daily routine of slacking off. Journalist. You're only 20 years old, don't you feel guilty if you don't work hard and become a security guard at a young age? Suyang. So, let me ask you, what are you fighting for? Reporter. Enjoy life. Suyang. So what am I doing now? Looking at Suyang lying in the sunshine with a contented face, the reporter fell into contemplation. Audience A, it's broken. I actually think what he said makes a lot of sense. Audience B, as long as I don't work hard, capital can't suck my blood. Audience C, who *** likes to be a member of this social animal. Let's be a member. Anyway, I'm showing off. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001 Be a security guard at the age of 20. Take 40 less detours. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Be a security guard at the age of 00120. Take 40 less detours. Dragon Kingdom. Magic City. The large-scale live observation program, The Current Situation of Contemporary Young People, has started broadcasting. There are already 200,000 viewers waiting in the live broadcast room. Host He Ling stood on the stage in the studio explaining the program rules. In this program, we selected 13 contestants from all walks of life in Dragon Country. We will conduct a one-week inspection of all contestants, observing their daily lives and further understanding the current living conditions of contemporary young people. Each audience member in the live broadcast room has 1 vote per day, which can be cast for your favorite and most appreciated contestant. 1 week later, the player with the most votes wins. The winning contestant will receive a 5 million cash prize prepared by the production team. Please refer to VCR for the basic information of the 13 contestants. The live broadcast screen switches instantly. Player number 1 appears in the screen. Female white-collar workers from well-known domestic factories. Wearing a neat professional suit and holding a cup of coffee in his hand, he hurried through the towering buildings. Not far away was the warm sunshine and blue sky, but she had no intention of appreciating it. He was still muttering words in his mouth, as if his mind was filled with the next itinerary. Continuously pondering which departments to hold meetings with and how to advance the project at hand. The image of a professional social animal is so vivid that it makes 200,000 viewers in the live broadcast room exclaim truthfully. I thought this program would be a show. I didn't expect the first contestant to be so real. It's true that the test is based on social animals. Did the scenery in the sky look so beautiful every day? Isn't this Nima my daily routine? It's just that I can't afford to drink Star Dad. I'm proud to drink instant. The screen rotates and the second contestant's expansion pack switches to appear. The second contestant is a wealthy businessman from Chaos Han. Young and promising, I specialize in seafood business with my wife and children. The seafood pile in the picture is almost overflowing the screen. However, it is such a wealthy young businessman who wakes up before dawn every day. Arrive at the fishing port at 3 a.m. on time to pick up the goods, collect fish and seafood. In the morning, a bowl of Chaos Han dried turnips will heat up congee. A bowl of rice noodle soup for 8 yuan at noon. In the evening. I was too busy to have a bite of hot food. Busy from dark to dark. The barrage in the live broadcast room exploded directly. I thought I was already struggling. I didn't expect that as a wealthy businessman, the boss would be even more diligent than me at the bottom. It's his turn to make money. Is this really a wealthy businessman boss? I finally found the reason why I don't have money. It's already 3 a.m. and I haven't woken up yet. I really appreciate such a practical boss. There's a ticket to the ticket. This is the benchmark for the new generation of young people in my dragon country. Starting from tomorrow, I also have to wake up at 3 o'clock. Next is contestant 3 and contestant 4 without exception. From number 1 to number 12 contestants, all are the new generation of young role kings from various industries in the dragon country. They spread feces on the wall. They strive for excellence and governance. They set out early and returned late, with big black circles and eye bags on their faces, but their eyes were always shining with an indelible light. They burn their lives every day, blowing gusts of dragon, whirlwind, in the dragon kingdom. The 200,000 viewers in the live broadcast room were all boiling with excitement. My whole body felt as if I had been beaten with chicken blood, extremely hot and dry. The body, which had already been squeezed by work and various loans and was almost overdrawn, suddenly felt like a shot in the arm. I feel like I can stay up and work for another 100 years. In the studio, 3 experts sitting opposite the host Hee-ling also nodded and praised. This is the state that young people in their dragon kingdom should have. Young. Hot-blooded. Not afraid of hardship, not afraid of fatigue. Why sleep long when you are alive? You will surely sleep long after death. At this moment, all the viewers of the live broadcast seem to be burning a great fire called struggle and struggle in their chests. Using blood as fuel and heart as the center, burning all my energy crazily. There is a terrifying light in my eyes. Suddenly, the live broadcast screen changed. Start playing the VCR of the last contestant. In the picture, a security guard wearing a uniform appears. Playing chess with an old man covered in gray outside the security room. Time is quiet and orderly. Audience. Expert. Even the renowned host Hee-ling couldn't help but frown. Everyone patiently watched for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. At the 30th second, the audience in the live broadcast room finally couldn't resist. I'm just playing chess. I've been waiting for a twist in the plot. I'm so foolish and naive. What does this mean? Being a security guard at a young age. Not to mention being a security guard at such a young age, even if it's security work, he hasn't worked diligently. Playing chess with the boss during working hours. Oh, my goodness, just showing off. Isn't this a waste of time and youth? I lost my dreams at a young age. What's the difference between this and salted fish? Just as the barrage in the live broadcast room was frantically scrolling through the screen. In the VCR on the screen, perhaps even the big shot at that time couldn't bear to watch it anymore. Feeling somewhat saddened by his misfortune, he spoke angrily and asked. Not all security guards are only capable of being an old man. Why can't you think of being a security guard even though you're still so young? This question resonated with all the audience. Everyone stopped their fingers on the keyboard for a moment and looked at the young security guard on the screen. Who knows, this security guard seems to have not heard. Slowly lifting a chess piece, it suddenly fell sharply with a sharp snap. General. After completing this series of actions, the young security guard slowly lifted his eyelids and jokingly looked at the camera, saying, I will be a security guard at the age of 20, and you will be a security guard at 60. I won't take the wrong path for 40 years. Young man, do you understand? Quiet. In the live broadcast room, it's as quiet as death. Time goes back a week ago. Tangshan community. After saying these words, the young security guard Suyang withdrew his gaze. I don't even look at the shocked old man on the other side, or at the expressions of the big brother following me. The sound of the system echoed in Suyang's mind. Ding. Detected host work corruption, affecting people around, obtained 2 corruption values. The current total swing value is 2 points, and the available swing value is 2 points. Suyang's lips gently raised an imperceptible smile. He only traveled to this world early this morning. Just as I crossed over, I realized that I had become a security guard and was even selected to participate in this live observation program. In Suyang's past life, he worked wholeheartedly under the blessing of 996 until his death. Recognized as the King of Scrolls by the entire company. But what did he get? After working hard for 10 years, I paid off my car and house loans. But because he stayed up all night all year round, he suddenly died on an ordinary night. My life is in despair. He was originally not willing to participate in the program. However, the system must redeem rewards by putting in bad value. In the system mall, the minimum redemption is 500. He has to admit that exposure through programs is a good way to quickly gain exposure and improve his quality of life. Staying up late and working overtime. Even if we kill him in this lifetime, he won't do it anymore. But it's not easy to let him be a pure pendulum. Time goes back to the present. On the stage of the program. All 13 VCRs of the contestants have been played. Host He Ling stood on stage and said to the camera. Next, viewers can vote based on their initial impression of the contestants' VCR just now. The voting time is 10 minutes, and the countdown begins. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. How many strokes can one have in life? Being young means waking up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How many strokes can one have in life? When you're young, you have to wake up and fight. Until a voting window pops up on the live broadcast screen. The minds of 200,000 viewers in the live broadcast room were only awakened. Suyang's words seem like an anomaly. Suddenly burst into everyone's mind. In recent years, the entire Dragon Kingdom has been shrouded in 3 characters. 1. Volume. 2. Volume. 3. Still a role. The Dragon Whirlwind has already swept across the entire Dragon Kingdom, and has penetrated into the hearts of almost every young person. Everyone is struggling to survive in the tornado of the dragon. They haven't thought about lying flat, they haven't thought about withdrawing from this storm. But they dare not. Because not taking exams means having no money, and not taking exams will result in being eliminated by society. Looking at the screen again. Suyang is young, he's only 20 years old and can't stand it anymore. How can this be done? The voting has ended. Suyang's vote count was not surprising. Bottom of the line. Only 5,000 votes. And the first place is as high as 100,000 votes. The live broadcast camera switches to 3 experts in the studio. All 3 experts were filled with anger and seemed to be deeply resentful of the behavior of the last contestant, security guard Suyang, just now. Professor Lin Shi, a social observer, frowned with a Chinese character. As the new generation of young people in our dragon country, born under the red flag and growing up in a whirlwind, how can we be so young that we can be so spoiled? How many strokes can there be in life? When you're young, wake up and fight. Turn all the bitterness into motivation. When you're tired, drink Red Bull, cough no, think about the days ahead. Professor Hongjiu, the director of sociology at Yanda University, has raised his eyebrows and is filled with righteous indignation. What's the use of being young without striving? The road is at our feet, and our hearts never stop beating. What qualification do we have to stop and continue moving forward? Bao Yun, a scholar in the study of the Dragon Country scrolls, slapped the table directly and almost stood up in excitement. If contemporary young people are like this, how can our Dragon Kingdom become bigger and stronger? At that time, the country will definitely not become a nation, and the family will not become a family. Young people. The future of the country is on your shoulders. What qualifications do you have to not work hard and not strive? Just as three experts and scholars fiercely criticized Suyang, the barrage in the live broadcast room kept flashing. At the beginning, the audience was still all standing on the side of the tornado. But the more the three experts said, the barrage gradually became. Ah, yes, yes. More young people have started to feel unhappy, putting negative emotions on the barrage. But working so hard every day is really tiring. I haven't slept a whole night in a long time. To be honest, the thing I fear the most every day is when my phone pops up authoritative messages. I have already been stressed to the point where my scalp feels numb when the authoritative message rings. I have placed more than 30 groups on top of my reputation. Every day when I open my phone, there are hundreds of unread messages. Every day is numb. According to experts, if the heart doesn't stop, we can't stop. But when the heart stops, I'm dead, okay? If I don't work hard, will the dragon country fail to become a country or a family? I'm just a small commoner, so let's give this big hat to experts. Why are we so tired? Just because I'm young. Can I start getting old now? On the stage of the program, He Ling saw the three experts on the judging panel getting more and more excited as they spoke. Seeing that the situation was not right, he quickly took over the conversation. Thank you to the three experts for their wonderful insights. I believe that you have gained a preliminary understanding of our 13 contestants through the VCR just now. Next, the follow-up observation session begins. The live broadcast room will display 13 contestants' follow-up footage simultaneously, and viewers can choose their favorite contestants to watch. From now on, each audience member can vote on one contestant every day. Live streaming starts now. Magic City. Tangshan Community. Hey hey hey. Delivery is not allowed in. Suyang, dressed in a security uniform, raised his hand and loudly stopped the delivery man at the entrance who wanted to enter the community. The delivery man ate flat. I wanted to argue with Suyang, but then I saw the dark camera following behind him. The delivery man swallowed his full stomach and had to put down the food to call the customer. After some good talk, I honestly got scolded by the customer and hung up the phone. He glared at Suyang hard again, then turned around and walked away cursing. I can't bear to watch with Brother Pai anymore. Suyang, why don't you let the delivery man in? You are a security guard, he is a delivery man, and everyone is a low-level working person. Why bother the bottom? Suyang smiled lightly and said, you don't understand that, do you? I work as a security guard during the day, stopping delivery drivers. Working as a delivery man at night and cursing security guards. It's not easy for everyone, let's understand each other. In Suyang's 13th live broadcast room, the audience who came in with a curious mentality was shocked. Brother Nyo Pai. I've taken it. There's still this kind of operation. However, I don't have any education. One sentence goes lying in a slot and traveling around the world. This operation is so powerful that it can fly. I'm laughing to death, help. What kind of immortal operation is this? So, is mutual understanding used in this way? What does that mean? So Suyang works 2 jobs a day. Isn't this even more challenging than me? The previous VCR isn't as authentic, right? He may not be as bad as we saw before, otherwise the production team probably wouldn't have chosen him to join the show. 2 jobs a day. The security guards are all so convoluted. They're numb. Brothers, vote for the hard-working security guard Suyang. For a while. Suyang's live broadcast room is extremely lively. The number of bullet comments directly exceeds the total of the other 12 live broadcast rooms. Up to 80,000 pieces. Audiences began to rush to other live broadcast rooms upon hearing the news, and the number of people in Suyang's live broadcast room rapidly increased. From only 5,000 people at the beginning, it has risen to 20,000. Tangshan Community Security Outdoor. The cameraman who followed the photo also had a puzzled expression on his face. So, I don't think you're showing off as bad either. Why do you have to show off as bad in the VCR where I started my personal introduction? This is very unfavorable for you to ultimately win the 5 million grand prize. Suyang's mouth twitched and said, "Big brother, you don't understand me. Don't talk nonsense. What if the system hears and misunderstands? He is doing his best every day. Absolutely no effort." Say it again. What calculations did the production team make? He could hear a sound in the security room. There are many volumes in this world, and Suyang has already had a concept after coming for a week. The production team simply treated him as a control group. Simply put, it is a negative textbook. How many roles others have, it shows how salty they are. It is not advisable to be a security guard at a young age. But Suyang didn't care either. As a young person who was once tormented by the 996 blessings, he deeply understands how much the inner world of young people is suppressed. The rules of this program only say that the audience should vote according to their preferences, not according to the degree of voting. Who says he doesn't have a chance of winning by playing poorly? Suyang looked at the skyrocketing number of votes in the live broadcast room and gently raised the corner of his mouth. Let's wait and see. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 003 is also poorly displayed, or is Suyang displaying it openly? You are listening at novelfull.audio. 003 is also poorly displayed, or is Suyang displaying it openly? The next day. The director's office of the production team. 13 live broadcast rooms were simultaneously playing in front of the director. How are the votes of the backstage contestants now? The staff quickly refreshed the back-end data. Director, the wealthy businessman from Chaoshan still stands out with 110,000 votes. The rankings of other contestants have not changed much, and the number of votes is also on par. It's just that security guard Suyang. Suyang is still at the bottom, right? The director doesn't pay much attention. Originally, Suyang was drawn for comparison and used as a base. The true focus of this program is still on the other 12 contestants who are in the middle of the exam. The staff paused before continuing. Suyang's ranking has risen from the last place after VCR playback to the current 12th place. The director's eyes widened instantly and he turned his head in disbelief. 12th place. How could it be? Didn't he only have 5,000 votes yesterday? If I remember correctly, yesterday there were over 20,000 votes for the 12th place, right? In just half a day, what did he use to surpass the 12th place? Through preliminary observation and expert consensus, Suyang is just a pure and mediocre young man who has been eliminated by society. How could the audience vote for him? He must have relied on his face to make a living. The director talked to himself and successfully found a reason to comfort himself. To be honest, Suyang's appearance is indeed the most outstanding among these 13 contestants. They even discussed it when they were selecting people. With Suyang's appearance alone, even if he debuts in the entertainment industry as a fresh meat that relies solely on his appearance, he will definitely make a lot of money. Why bother working as a broken security guard in a community, with a group of old men buried in dirt? Thinking of this, the director no longer continued to pay attention to Suyang, but turned his gaze to the number 1 live broadcast room. The first live broadcast room is a well-known female white-collar worker from a large factory, Feng Hui. He is also very optimistic about a player. Feng Hui is a senior manager of a well-known large factory in Longguo. Saying it's a senior manager, Feng Hui knows it herself. I am just an ordinary screw among the screws of a large factory, labeled as high.end. The company is located in Yanjing City. There are wealthy people everywhere. She is a young person who came from a small city in the 18th tier to work hard in Yanjing City through studying. It is even more difficult for her to settle down in the precious Yanjing City and buy her own place. Her workplace is within the second ring road of Yanjing City, and if she wants to rent a house nearby, she has to spend 1/3 of her monthly salary. I have to eat and drink every month, and I have to give money to my parents in my hometown. Working in such a bustling area, one should not dress too shabby. In this situation, she had to find a way to save money to buy a house in Yanjing City, but Fang Hui only came up with one solution. Stay away and save rent. She ultimately chose Yanjiao. A small single room only costs 300 yuan. Yanjiao small town, adjacent to Yanjing City, is a transit station for young people from the north who officially entered Yanjing City. The location where Fang Hui rented the house is close to the company, with a commuter route of nearly 45 kilometers. This means she spends 5 hours commuting every day. Fortunately, the company starts work at 10 a.m. and allows her to sleep until 4:30 a.m. before waking up. Every day, she goes through 4 steps: walking, taking the bus, taking the subway, and sharing a bike. Every step should be carefully timed. Every morning, the queue at the entrance is long and crowded, like a greedy snake surrounding the subway station. After commuting for a long time, she also found a pattern. Wash your hair in the morning and blow it until it's 30% dry. The remaining moisture can be completely evaporated by the hot air from the crowded crowd on the subway. Makeup has always been done on the subway. After working for a few years, she has already mastered the skill of standing for 3 minutes to complete a full makeup that would otherwise take half an hour. Her boyfriend lives on the other side of Yanjing City. It takes 2 hours to take the subway one-way. The two of them are usually busy with work, and they only see each other once a month. The two people who are both in Yanjing seem to be talking about a long-distance relationship. The cameraman who followed Fang Hui did not miss the morning rush hour in Yanjing, but it was the first time he carried a big camera to squeeze. Fortunately, I woke up too early in the morning and didn't have time to have breakfast, otherwise I had to squeeze out. At 9:45 a.m. There are still 15 minutes left until work. Finally, with the help of the photographer, Fang Hui followed him to the downstairs of the company located inside the second ring road of Yanjing City. Fang Hui straightened out the creased corners of her clothes squeezed in the subway and rushed into the Star Dad store downstairs of the company at the fastest speed. 5 minutes later, Fang Hui walked out with a freshly ground coffee in hand. It exudes a refined urban beauty charm. Who could tell that she had just experienced an extreme 5-hour commute? Who would have thought that a large factory white-collar worker with a beautiful appearance could live in a single room for only 300 yuan per month? In the first live broadcast room, the audience who discovered Fang Hui's secret shouted loudly. Isn't she working hard? No, she's already working hard. With this extremely long commuting time, you are a role model for us. But is she really working hard? The audience who continued to stay in Fang Hui's #1 live broadcast room were stunned. Due to waking up too early in the morning, there was no energy at all. I've been dozing off all morning. All thanks to various hot search gossip on the webpage to boost the spirit. The boss's shortcut keys on the keyboard can fly up, and even the slightest movement can make her tremble with fear. The barrage in the live broadcast room was messy. Sleeping slot, this is too realistic. I almost pressed the boss shortcut keys on my keyboard. Did anyone install a camera on my desk? Help. I didn't expect to be alone. It turns out that the delicate white-collar ladies in big factories are just like me. We haven't waited for the audience to have more reactions yet. In the picture, Fang Hui suddenly changed the computer interface, picked up the file at hand, and stood up with a swish. With a sharp appearance, it seems like I have already repeated this action hundreds of times. The sharp-eyed audience immediately exclaimed, "The boss is here." Feng Hui nodded and watched with satisfaction from the boss, wandering around the office with documents and asking questions. It looks like it's very busy. But in reality, their conversation was, "Xiaoli, what do you have for lunch? I can't get together tonight, so I have to go home early if I have something to do tonight. The new dress you're wearing today looks really nice, isn't it expensive? Bullet chat, so curly. Now it's starting to curl inside even if it's poorly arranged. Wow, I suddenly feel like I've been deceived in my emotions. Looking at yesterday's VCR, I thought she worked super hard. Both of them are showing off poorly, but when compared, the security guard Suyang is still showing off much more openly. Fall. Program team, can I collect yesterday's ticket? Program director's office. The director's face visibly darkened. Expert judging panel. Professor Lin Shi, a social observer, covered his mouth and yawned. Just to observe these contestants, he woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and came to the studio. He works so hard as an expert, and this number one contestant is so embarrassed to go to work and fish. Professor Hongjiu, the director of sociology at Yan University, furrowed his brow. This must not be a student of Yan University. Yan University students are one by one, all of whom are candidates for the Dragon Country Exam King exam. On the contrary, Bao Yun, a scholar in the study of the Dragon Country scrolls, sighed. Nowadays, white-collar workers are also working too hard. They go out at 4:30 in the morning and commute 5 hours one way to work. Even though it's so difficult, they insist on going to work. This is the future of our Dragon Country. It's so touching. Bullet chat, good guy, experts are also interested in double standards. When I criticized Suyang fiercely yesterday, I remember it wasn't this rhythm, right? Didn't this expert see her slacking off at work and just paying attention to squeezing the subway? It's all about fishing. Why am I even more curious about how Suyang openly fish? I'm not right. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 004 Waiting for the unknown future. No, enjoy the present. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 004 Waiting for the unknown future. No, enjoy the present. At the same time. Tangchen community. Security room. Suyang's eyes were drowsy. Just started working. The first thing is to hang the access card prominently on the gate pole in the community. After finishing all of this, Suyang returned to the security room. Cover your coat and go to bed. The beautiful sunshine shone on his face. Suyang slept peacefully. In Suyang's 13th live broadcast room. The audience was shocked beyond measure. What's the situation? I've only been working for less than 5 minutes now, so I'm going to sleep openly and with pay. I won't persist for another 5 minutes anymore. Suyang is really a complete swindler. I've never seen such an irresponsible security guard hanging access cards on the gate pole before. Why, the owner took them themselves. A new day has just begun. How did he achieve the same state as I did after working all day? I heard him say yesterday that I work 2 jobs a day, and I thought I misunderstood him. It's a waste of my emotions. I knock. Don't forget to cover your coat while sleeping. Are you still afraid of sleeping and catching a cold? Aren't you afraid of the leader coming to inspect? Did delivering takeout last night be too tiring, and now I can't help but go to sleep? Maybe it's too hard, maybe it's too hard. Security room. The big brother carrying the camera pursed his lips in silence. Good guy, he's still working. How did Suyang manage to sleep so peacefully? Is there any reason left for this? Does he want to take pictures of Suyang's sleeping day at work? Just thinking about it. A car has arrived at the entrance of the community. Each audience in the live broadcast room was even more anxious than Suyang. It's over, it's over. The homeowners have arrived at the entrance of the community. I bet 50 cents that Suyang will definitely be complained about. I don't believe it even if I don't get complained about when I just start working. I should. Although, I still feel a little distressed about what happened to Suyang. He must be very tired because he has to deliver food tomorrow evening. If the security guard in my residential area were to mess around like this during work hours, I would definitely get off the car and curse people. But those old men are not easy either. It's normal for them to doze off when they get older, but Suyang is only 20, right? In the security room. The big brother who followed the camera was taken for a moment. Hesitating whether to wake up Suyang, the small car outside the gate stopped. After a moment, the car owner walked down. With just one glance, I saw Suyang sleeping soundly in the security room. It's too late. The cameraman and everyone in the live broadcast room shouted this sentence together in their hearts. I thought I would hear a storm like quarrel next. Who knows, the next second. The car owner naturally walked to the edge of the gate. Skillfully removed the access card and swipe on the nearby machine. The gate is open. The car owner calmly put the access card back on the gate, turned around and prepared to board the car. This series of operations completely lacks the intense scenes that the audience imagined. Even so skilled that it makes people feel heartbroken. For a moment, everyone's chins almost startled to the ground. Seeing that the car was mainly going, I quickly rushed over with a quick step from the big brother in charge of filming. With questions from everyone in the live broadcast room on my shoulder, I asked. Big brother, don't you even get angry when you see this kind of security guard? The car owner was taken aback and said, what's bothering me? The car owner sat in the driver's seat while speaking. Close the door, expose your head from the window, and say to the camera. The security guards in the entire community don't even have as many people as him. What else do you need a bicycle for? After the car owner finished speaking, he drove away with great enthusiasm. Leaving behind a stunned camera and a chin-full live broadcast room. Is this Nima okay too? If I had to say that Suyang was really lucky, he could find a community full of big masters, and he became a treasure. What neighborhood isn't all big shots now? Suyang is probably the first in history to act like a security guard at such a young age. Ha! Why did I take a long breath of relief? I think this car owner has a good temper. Can you try someone else? Don't you scold him so badly. Ding! Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 1890 corruption points. The current total swing value is 1,892 points, and the available swing value is 1,892 points. Suyang was awakened by the systematic sound in his mind. Drowsy-eyed, he opened his eyes and smiled contentedly. Another day of successful flaunting. Following the camera, Big Brother carried the machine and walked into the security room with doubts about life. Seeing Suyang wake up, the cameraman finally couldn't help but say earnestly to Suyang. Suyang, I said you're young, why do you mess up like this? Look outside, the sunshine is just right. Look at you, it's youth. Isn't it more fulfilling to just find a factory than to work as a security guard here? Isn't it more profitable than you are now? Suyang reached out his right little thumb and dug out his ear, as if he had heard something inappropriate. After a moment, Suyang lifted his eyelids and glanced lightly at the camera on his shoulder. You carry this big machine every day, coming and going in the wind and rain, busy with irregular meals every day. Why are you working so hard to earn money? Of course, to better enjoy life. The cameraman answered fluently, as if the answer had been rehearsed thousands of times in his mind. Suyang's mouth lifted with a playful smile. So what am I doing now? Camera brother. Live streaming room. How could I step on a horse and be unable to refute it? Making money is to better enjoy life, but Suyang is currently enjoying life. This logic, Nima really has no loopholes. Isn't this more comfortable than the day when contestant number 1 has to wake up and go to work before dawn, commute for 5 hours on the road, and then go to work to catch fish and doze off? Why do I suddenly have a feeling of envy? I'm not right. I'm a new generation of young people from the Dragon Kingdom born under the red flag and growing up in the whirlwind. A studio, an expert seat. Professor Hongjio, the director of sociology at Yen University, furrowed his brow and subconsciously said, "Do you think you're making some sense?" A bunch of nonsense. Scholar Bao Yun, a researcher in the study of the Dragon Country scrolls, once again slapped the table and interrupted Professor Hongjio's words. Professor Lin Shi, a social observer who was half asleep and half awake in fear, trembled all over, and the drowsy bug was instantly scared away. Bao Yun seemed to have no relief, and then angrily said, "Making money is for better enjoyment of life in the future. It's the future. It's not the present. Pursuing the enjoyment of life now will only make later life more miserable. Working hard now, isn't it good to take your spouse on a trip around the world when you get old? Isn't it unhappy?" Host He Ling stood aside, frowning almost imperceptibly after listening to Bao Yun's remarks. "I'm working hard now, waiting until I get old. Are you two going out in a wheelchair together? Instead of waiting for an unknown future?" It seems that Suyang's current attitude towards life is even more inexplicably refreshing. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking rewards, seeking comments, seeking evaluation tickets. Kneeling down for all the data is the driving force for me to write down. As long as there is data, it will explode wildly. Kneeling down to all the readers. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Why not go to the factory and screw it? There are no drawers in the factory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Why not go to the factory and screw it? There are no flashy drawers in the factory. Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 2,910 corruption points. The current total swing value is 4,802 points, and the available swing value is 4,802 points. Suyang nodded in satisfaction. In less than a day, I had over 4,000 bad values. It seems that there are many young people in this world who have been squeezed to the extreme by the wind of dragons. Awakened. As for reward redemption, Suyang is not in a hurry. It should be his, he can't run. You carry this big machine every day, coming and going in the wind and rain, busy with irregular meals every day. Why are you working so hard to earn money? Of course, to better enjoy life. So what am I doing now? In the live broadcast screen. The camera brother kept playing the conversation between the two people in his mind. 1/3 of the blood bar on his head was cleared by Suyang's one sentence. But he didn't seem to give up and continued to gag his neck, saying hard to Suyang. "But when you're young, can't you earn more money? The factory doesn't earn more than here." Suyang originally wanted to continue sleeping, but was completely drowsy due to the noise from the camera brother. He simply sat up from the recliner, threw his coat behind him, and said, "Put it this way, I'll ask you a question. How much can one earn per month by finding a factory to work in?" The camera guy has never been to the factory before, but he still holds his head high and confidently says, "At least 4,000 or 5,000. I'm 3,005. Suyang's words came smoothly and smoothly. Camera brother. Lose another third of the blood bar. Suyang didn't wait for the camera brother to speak, but continued to break his fingers and say to him, "I'll ask you again, more than 500, what do you want me to do?" This seems to have finally asked about the knowledge field of the camera brother. There are so many things that 500 can do. Adding a pair of shoes is also good. Besides, many factories now offer 5 insurances and 1 fund. Suyang sneered disdainfully after listening. 5 insurances and 1 fund. Without waiting for him to continue speaking, outside the security room, a man walked towards Suyang with a smile on his face. "Brother, please do me a favor." "What's going on?" Suyang stood up impatiently. He has seen many people like this. The man seemed to be indifferent to Suyang's impatience, and the smile on his face was almost unbearable. "Brother, there is no parking space outside. I want to park near the entrance of the community." "Thank you very much, don't refuse." As the man spoke, he lifted his right hand and smoothly handed Suyang a bag of huazi. Suyang still had an impatient expression on his face, and he lifted his other hand and casually waved it. "Hurry up and leave." "Definitely." The man smiled obsequiously and respectfully waved his hand as he strode away from Suyang. Suyang opened the outermost drawer in the security room. Wow! A drawer full of red flowers suddenly appeared in front of everyone, shaking the eyes of the cameraman and the audience in the live broadcast room. Suyang casually threw the huazi he had just received into his hand, and then casually looked at the stunned camera brother next to him. "I wondered if it's in the factory." The camera brother's gaze was fixed on the bright red huazi in that drawer. Swallowed his saliva hard. The blood tank is completely emptied. The barrage in the live broadcast room instantly became chaotic. 666, is Shoyu. I'm done. This drawer full of huazi is amazing. There's no such good thing in the factory. Tears streaming down my family. I work so hard every day that I can't live as comfortably as a security guard in a community. On weekdays, I am the only one who looks at others' faces with a lot of smiles on my face. When will I be able to treat others coldly, and they will still give me a bag of huazi? I knock. Is it still possible to become a security guard now? Brothers, vote for Suyang quickly. This is the life I long for. On the scarf. Suyang suddenly became angry. Because Suyang's drawer full of huazi had a huge impact on the audience's sight. Some viewers have taken out this video and posted it online. As expected. As soon as this excerpted video was released, it received enthusiastic discussion from a large number of Dragon Kingdom netizens. Of course, the discussion still presents a very obvious one-sided trend. Criticism. Everyone is living tirelessly every day. Being scolded by the boss, being scolded by the client, and being scolded by the client. Why did Suyang end up cursing others when he arrived here? Fishing at work, sleeping at work, and putting on a bad show at work. Without giving others a cold eye, can you still easily receive a drawer full of huazi? And Suyang is just a security guard that everyone looks down upon. Why? Although everyone is cursing and cursing. The small flame in my heart, which was about to stir, had a faint trend of intensifying. Suyang is a security guard who can live such a fulfilling life. He doesn't need to be upset, and others have to look at his expression. They are all high-achieving students who have received higher education in the Dragon Kingdom. Born under the red flag, growing in the whirlwind. Which one is not stronger than Suyang? Suyang is fine, why can't they? They are so tired every day that even dogs find it annoying. What are they trying to do? This extensive discussion even caught the attention of the Youth League. The ideological education of young people in the Dragon Kingdom is under their jurisdiction. Before the emergence of Suyang, there had never been such a heated discussion. The Youth League has been in charge of education for many years, and these cursing young people are thinking about something while cursing. Their hearts are clear. This Suyang is a bit dangerous. Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 28,291 corruption points. The current total swing value is 33,093 points, and the available swing value is 33,093 points. Suyang recorded all the discussions about him in the live broadcast room and online. Suyang knew that he was in a hurry. This is not a confrontation between him and someone else. This is a collision and confrontation between the values that he and contemporary youth in the Dragon Kingdom have always accepted. He can only win by winning more allied forces. No. He is just a pure swindler who never works hard. What kind of victory doesn't mean victory? He just wants to gain more flaccid points by flapping. Suyang quietly put his phone back into his pocket, and his face returned to a carefree expression. But even so, I couldn't stop the curious gazes of netizens. Nearly 100,000 viewers flocked to the live broadcast room in Suyang. At once, the audience of Suyang's live broadcast room reached 120,000. Even surpassing the current top-ranked Chaoshan Rich Business Live room in terms of vote count. Program Director's Office. The director furrowed his brows so much that he could strangle a fly. Looking at the back-end data of various live streaming rooms, I don't know if it's a joy or a worry. Suyang is clearly a poor student control group. If he really gets popular, the higher-ups will definitely not let their program team go. Blatantly promoting anti-role culture is against the youth league, isn't it? Traffic is a real benefit for the production team, and the wealthy dad loves it the most. This left the director unsure for a moment what to do with Suyang. The staff next to them noticed that the director's expression was not right, so they quickly spoke out thoughtfully to share the director's worries. Director, in my opinion, this matter is not worth worrying about. Seeing the director turn his head to look at him, he continued. Although many people suddenly flooded into Suyang's live broadcast room, the voice on the internet has been fermenting to this day, and Suyang's vote count has not increased much. So far, with only 30,000 votes, it still ranks 12th. So, the audience should just be curious and won't vote. Director, you can rest assured. After listening, the director turned his head and looked at Suyang's 13th live broadcast room, lost in thought. I didn't deny or nod. Just a deeply furrowed brow that hasn't melted for a long time. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards, seeking comments, kneeling down for all data. The new book sets sail, and all the data from the readers is the driving force for me to continue exploding. I beg for it. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 006 I am a security guard, picking up girls at work and putting on airs. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 006 I am a security guard, picking up girls at work and putting on airs. It has been 5 minutes since Suyang closed the drawer. Obviously, the big brother who followed me around hasn't recovered from the shock yet. He kept muttering, "It's not scientific, it's not scientific." Suyang doesn't intend to talk to him. For the new generation of young people who have been baptized by culture since childhood, this kind of thing is undoubtedly a challenge to their values. In this world, parents have always told their children that if they don't work hard to study and grow up, they can only become security guards. So many people are ashamed to be security guards. No matter how bad it is, it will still be a job that can only be done after retirement and used to pass the time. By the way, earn some milk powder money for your grandson. But security guards like Suyang are unheard of and unseen by everyone. This kind of impact can only make everyone spend time digesting it. Suyang, the camera brother who was in a daze, grabbed a pack of cookies by the table and walked to the entrance of the security room. With a loud crash, the biscuit was rudely torn open by Suyang. Suyang picked up a handful of cookies casually, threw them up in the air, and then opened his mouth to catch them steadily. Squeak and eat. After finishing the cookies, Suyang clapped his hands. Squinting his eyes, he stretched lazily and leaned against the door frame to bask in the sun. Live streaming room. I'm sore. But I won't say it. I'm not convinced. Why could a plain pack of Bear biscuits make Suyang eat so casually? Why suddenly came to my mind, I am a security guard and love to eat Bear biscuits. Help. Something is wrong with me. Suyang has been living a very comfortable life these days. I will probably have to wait for more than 40 years, after retirement, to enjoy such a day of casually sunbathing. I envy you in real name. I am a security guard, guarding the safety of the area. I love to eat Bear biscuits. Ha ha ha, I can't live anymore. 3 bets 666. In the live broadcast room, envious saliva quietly flowed down. Not far away. A short-haired beauty walked out from the exit of the underground garage. Bright eyes and white teeth, shining with hope. The short-haired beauty walked unsteadily towards the direction of the security room, stepping on the high ground of hatred. Brother camera, there's no time to doubt life, instantly resurrected with full blood. Quickly aimed the camera at the short-haired beauty walking by. Hi little brother. Good morning. The short-haired beauty waved her hand towards this side from afar, with a sweet smile. The camera guy's mouth was about to roll back to the back of his head, and he instinctively reached out to greet the short-haired beauty. The next second, I heard a crisp sound next to me. Hi pretty girl. The camera brother looked stiffly over and saw Suyang also smiling at the short-haired beauty, waving warmly. The camera brother's hand, which was about to reach out, stiffened, and the air instantly lost its fragrance. Good guy, Suyang, this guy who looks at the door with such a big picture, doesn't he still know such a beautiful woman? Without waiting for him to think much, the short-haired beauty naturally walked towards Suyang's side. Without saying a word, just grabbed Suyang's arm. Camera brother. Live broadcast room. What's the situation? This can't be Suyang's girlfriend, right? Suyang didn't break free either, just lightly glanced at the swaying flesh under the short-haired beauty's neck, and then calmly averted his gaze and said. Beauty, what's up? The short-haired beauty heard Suyang's voice and her smile became even sweeter. Little brother, don't be so unfamiliar, just call me Xiao Dan. The camera big brother was so shocked that the camera on his shoulder became unstable and almost fell down. The 120,000 viewers in Suyang's live broadcast room also shook with the camera, as if 10,000 grass mud horses were galloping past in their hearts. What do you mean, I dare not know these two people? I knock. My surname is Gu, and you can also call me Little Gu, Little Dan's sister. Is the security guard's treatment so good now for Nima? Not only are there Hua Zi taking it, but also beautiful women coming to her door. Suyang's expression remained unchanged. There was not much turmoil in my heart due to a sudden approach from a beautiful woman. If something goes wrong, there will always be demons. Suyang is well versed in this principle. Beauty Xiaodan saw that Suyang was silent, thinking about her calculations, and her smile became even sweeter. Little brother, it's like this. My car is in the underground garage and can't be parked. Little brother, you look handsome and kind-hearted. Come with me and park a car. Xiaodan said, holding Suyang's arm and swaying as if coquettishly. In an instant, the live broadcast room was filled with mournful cries. I knock. I envy you so much. Suyang is simply a winner in life. I'm also handsome, and I'm kind-hearted. I can also accompany beautiful women to park. Hey! Where exactly is Suyang looking at the entrance of the community? Can I still help the beautiful girl Xiaodan park the car when I take a taxi now? Why is my saliva flowing from my eyes? Is it still possible to apply for a security position now? Originally, the bullet screen was still displaying, I am a security guard, guarding the safety of the area, and I love to eat bear biscuits. Suddenly, the art style changed and became full screen. I am a security guard, guarding the safety of the area. I love to eat bear biscuits and like the owner, Xiaodan. Although the majority of the audience envied Suyang, of course, there were also many viewers who shed jealous saliva. How could a beautiful woman fall in love with a security guard? It's not because she asked him for help. He's lucky enough. Exactly. Do you like homeowner Dan? I think he's a toad who wants to eat swan meat. I am Xiaodan, the owner, and I don't like security guards. I want to say, good morning, Bao Bao, not morning, security guards. Looking at the live broadcast footage again. Suyang did not refuse Xiaodan's invitation. In his past life, he was skilled at parking, not to mention anything else. Previously, the public parking spaces downstairs in the company were tight, and the boss went to work late. Suyang has almost helped all the executives and bosses of the company park their cars. Just the parking tip will offset his salary for several months. He may still hesitate, but when parking, he's not afraid anymore. Suyang let Xiaodan hold his arm. The two strolled down the underground garage in the smell of Xiaodan's advanced perfume. Following the camera, the big brother was carrying the camera and following behind. Cursing all the way. He just goes to work normally, can he still eat a handful of dog food? Stepping on a horse. This money is also too difficult to earn. The big brother who followed the camera also took care not to curse out loud, so the audience in the live broadcast room did not have these concerns. What's the phone number for the security captain? I want to report this kid. Tears streaming down my family. I have been studying hard since I was young, and working hard since I grew up. I haven't even been able to stick with beautiful women yet. Why is Suyang? Oh my God. Isn't it just parking? It's like who doesn't know how to do it. Reverse into the garage, park on the side, one by one. I got a perfect score in my sophomore year. I don't have any other requirements, I just want to know what it feels like to have a beautiful woman hanging on me. It's so numb. When will there be a girl who openly posts it for me to soak while I'm at work? Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 19,168 corruption points. The current total swing value is 52,261 points, and the available swing value is 52,261 points. Suyang listened to the sound of the system playing in his mind and glanced at the few pieces of flesh tightly attached to his arm. The expression was somewhat helpless. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking rewards, seeking comments. Kneeling down for all the data. Add 1 chapter to 1,000 fresh flowers. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 100 evaluation tickets plus 1 more chapter. All data is updated. Kneeling down to all readers and dads. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 007 has this skill and doesn't go to F1. What kind of security guard should he be? You are listening at novelfull.audio. 007 has this skill and doesn't go to F1. What kind of security guard should he be? Soon. The two of them followed Xiaodan all the way to a parking spot in the underground garage. The fiery red sports car was still crooked and twisted in the middle of the road. This is obviously the car of short-haired beauty Xiaodan. Take a look at the parking spaces that haven't been parked yet. The audience in the live broadcast room was dumbfounded. Although I really want to help, how could Nima possibly stop inside? I knock. The two cars next to me are also really good at parking. Leave a parking space in the middle, it's really just one car space, an extra centimeter counts as their loss. Even if this car gets in, it still has a rhythm of being filled up directly. The kind where people can't even come out. How can this stop? Oh ho, I just envied Suyang, but now I don't envy him anymore. Let's see how he can handle Xiao Dan's arm holding for so long later. Indeed, close contact with beautiful women is impossible without some technical skills. I am not worthy of it. Just now, the brother who has passed the imperial examination came out to take a look. Can you get into this parking space? Only professional level athletes can possibly grind it in. The camera is once again aimed at Suyang. There was no unnecessary expression on Suyang's face. The senior perfume of beauty Xiao Dan still lingers around. He finally knows why this little Dan is so passionate about himself. Dare to be with the idea of throwing the blame. Their Tangchen community is good everywhere, but there are few parking spaces. The entire community has 429 parking spaces. The quantity even exceeds the standard specification by 29. However, there is still not enough parking space. No way, everyone in this community lives with wealthy people, starting with at least 3 cars per household. So the community has very strict management of parking spaces in underground garages. On the ground lock, we even spared no expense in introducing the most advanced ground lock in the entire Dragon Kingdom. I can't even occupy someone else's parking space if I want to. Xiaodan also has no choice, even if he has to squeeze in, he has to find a way to squeeze in. But there are all luxury cars next to them, and if they are damaged in a collision, they will have to compensate. Well, Xiaodan has taken a liking to Suyang, this big grudge seed. No wonder they are willing to sacrifice 2 yang of flesh on their chest. Despite this, Suyang's face showed no signs of panic. He casually glanced at the width of the remaining parking space, and then casually glanced at the width of the nearby fiery red sports car. Nodding lightly indicates understanding. So calm. Following the expression on Suyang's face, Big Brother couldn't get up or down as if he had a mouthful of old blood stuck in his throat. Suyang is too good at pretending, isn't he? Does he really understand parking? How could this possibly stop inside? Follow Brother Pai up to Suyang. Do you have a car? Suyang shook his head and said, I don't have it. Can you park the car? Suyang nodded and said, I can. Will it? Follow the Big Brother with a pair of eyes that stare big. Thinking about how many years I have grown in vain, I still patiently advise the young man in front of me who knows nothing about heaven and earth. I can't even stop this from you. I'm afraid we need to stop it exactly, just fill it up. If you crash the beautiful homeowner's sports car, your salary will be in vain for a few years. I think you should find another larger parking space for her, no matter how troublesome it is, it's better than that. Suyang shrugged calmly. Give it a try. He used to do such things a lot before. Bite your teeth with Brother Pai, don't want to worry about Suyang anymore. Give it a try and die. Anyway, he has already persuaded everything he should, and even if the car is damaged, it won't blame him. Xiao Dan, who had been holding Suyang's arm, seemed to have not heard their conversation, shaking Suyang's arm and the 2 pieces of flesh on his chest. The smile was a bit sincere. Little brother is amazing. Little brother is so handsome, I know there's nothing you can't do. Follow up Big Brother. Live broadcast room. If I'm not mistaken, Suyang hasn't parked his car yet. So where did little Dan's inexplicable confidence in Suyang come from? God wants you to perish, he must first make you crazy. Truly do not deceive me. Go ahead, go ahead. The higher you praise, the harder you'll hit later. At this moment, everyone's gaze was focused on Suyang alone. Suyang shrugged and took his arm out of Xiaodan's chest. Then he calmly got into the fiery red sports car. Buzz. Buzz. The sound of the sports car starting echoed throughout the underground garage. Suyang didn't hesitate and quickly drove out the car. Then he stepped on the accelerator and raced all the way over. The car did not slow down. Zila. Everyone didn't even have time to react. I saw the sports car drifting in front of me. The fiery red car shadow drove into the parking space with a swoosh. Get in one go. Fill it up directly. In an instant. Follow the big brother and the eyes of tens of thousands of live broadcast room viewers on his shoulders, as if about to pop out. Staring incredulously at the scene in front of me. In. Are you going in now? After a moment, Suyang climbed out of the roof of the sports car and looked at the black camera. I think I can. Woohoo. Little brother is the best. As soon as Suyang finished speaking, Xiao Dan's cheers rang out. The crisp sound immediately echoed through the entire quiet underground parking lot. The big brother in the picture was in a mess, and he opened his mouth for a while, not knowing what to say. The live broadcast room on my shoulder exploded directly. I knock. The clown is actually me. Nima. It's numb. Is this the security guard? I'm blind. What exactly happened just now? He cast a spell. How did this car get in there? I just lost my mind and hit the hole with one shot. No, I didn't see it. Drive it out and stop again. Shockingly numb. With this technology, if you don't go to F1, what kind of security guard should you be in this dilapidated community? Brothers, vote for him. You vote for me, Suyang will debut tomorrow. As expected. As soon as Suyang's divine parking operation was performed, it was immediately intercepted and posted online. Someone quickly created a schematic diagram of the Suyang version of extreme reverse using animation. Even professional racing enthusiasts have conducted a 0.1x speed, slow-motion deconstruction analysis on this video. The video playback volume has reached 500,000 times in just over 10 minutes. Below the video. Shocking voices echoed endlessly. I knocked. A security guard's parking video unexpectedly attracted a professional racing driver's principal analysis. Indeed, experts are among the people. This. Without 20 years of parking experience, I don't even believe he can park so perfectly. Suyang is so young, he should have been practicing driving since he was born. Funny. JPG Bull Batch. I've seen a reverse entry, but I haven't seen a drift entry that moves in quickly. With this skill, he deserves to go to work and mess around with girls. If I were a woman, I would want to marry directly. This Nima is too handsome. I'm so numb, so this is just a community security guard. Isn't it really a retired F1 racer? I've been working hard for so many years, but I'm not as good as a security guard. Amidst the shock of everyone. The name Suyang has directly climbed to the top of the Weibo hot search list. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Is 008 a trendy and stylish move? But I really didn't want to go fishing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is 008 a trendy and stylish move? But I really didn't want to go fishing. Not long after the video was viral, it even alarmed the official F1 account. The official F1 account shared the original video of Suyang drift reversing and entering the warehouse on Weibo and commented. Mr. Suyang's drifting reverse driving skills have impressed us greatly. We will continue to pay attention to Mr. Suyang and hope to have the opportunity to invite him to participate in next year's F1 World Class race in the future. Soon. This news immediately made it to the trending list on Weibo. The top trending topic on Weibo, with 3 articles in a row, all related to Suyang. Hashtag experts in the folk. Community security guard Suyang showcases amazing driving skills. Hashtag rare in history. Suyang drift reverse parking. Hashtag security guard Suyang's divine driving skills attract F1 official attention. Under the hot search, the number of comments broke through 1 million in one fell swoop. The original video made me almost blind. After watching it 50 times, I saw a red shadow. Can you tell me that Nima is a community security guard? Even a deconstruction analysis video from a professional racing enthusiast at 0.1 times the speed, I watched it 20 times before I understood it. Is this horse really a community security guard? Why are all the elderly gatekeepers in my community? They are all gatekeepers, why is the difference so big? I've seen drift before, but I've never seen drift before. When reversing, I'll just fill it up. I've seen a gatekeeper before, but I've never seen a gatekeeper slacking off like this. Suyang, who is so young and has such amazing driving skills, why can't he resist being a security guard in the community? I've heard that even when he's a security guard, he's always slacking off, sleeping at work, and even the access control card for the community road gate is taken by the owner himself. But this time, if it weren't for his slacking off and picking up girls at work, we wouldn't have had the chance to see his drifting reverse driving skills. My intuition tells me that Suyang is not just an ordinary security guard. He must be a person with a story. Brothers, I'll rush into the live broadcast room first. Tears streaming down my family. If Suyang only knows how to mess things up, how could his driving skills be so impressive? We just didn't see Suyang practicing day after day behind the camera. Grinding a sword in 10 years. Grinding an iron pestle into a needle. Suyang, behind his back, must be a super hardworking person. I love him. I want to pay attention to him. After seeing Suyang's video, the Youth League also breathed a slight sigh of relief. Anyway, being able to hone his driving skills so well indicates that Suyang is not a pure slacker. Although being a security guard at a young age is not in line with the culture of dragon role. But as long as it's not just flaccid, as long as there's no problem with the mind. That means this person is still saved. The light of the dragon's role can still shine to Suyang. Youth League headquarters, full of confidence. They won't give up on a dragon man. In the 13th live broadcast room of Suyang, a new 200,000 people quickly flooded in. Adding the previously retained audience, the total number reaches 320,000. Directly exceeding the total number of viewers in the live broadcast room of the other 12 contestants. However, Suyang's vote count has not increased significantly. Everyone is still watching. Everyone's hearts were also restless and curious. What kind of person is this security guard Suyang? Live room number 13. In the camera. Suyang used both hands and feet to climb out of the top of the sports car and stand at the edge of the front hood. Bang! One jump, perfect landing. Xiaodan was only stunned for a second, then couldn't help but applaud. Handsome. Too handsome. If her previous praise of Suyang was purposeful, then what she says now is entirely based on her brain instinct. From childhood to adulthood, she has seen too many handsome guys. But Suyang is the first one who is so handsome, fresh, refined, and low-key. Unfortunately, he is just a security guard, and her father definitely doesn't like him. Thinking of this, Xiaodan couldn't help but feel a bit regretful. Next second. Everyone saw her bowing her head again, rummaging through her bag. Oh, parking fee. Xiaodan raised his head and handed Suyang 500 yuan. Seeing this scene in the live broadcast room, the person instantly felt unwell. Sleeping slot. Can you help park a car for 500 yuan? Even if I only park once a day, it won't be 15,000 yuan in a month. Isn't this more than me earning a lot by getting up early and working tirelessly every day? I can't bear it anymore. Today, the program team, you must tell me which community Suyang is working as a security guard in. This broken class is not as good as any community security guard. This is the money handed by the beauty. It should still have the perfume smell of the beauty on it. If I were you, I would take it with both hands and go home to collect it. This Nima doesn't belong to the scope of security work, does she? She even offered him 500 yuan to play around and pick up girls. Friends, my mentality is shattered. Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 8,271 corruption points. The current total swing value is 60,532 points, and the available swing value is 60,532 points. But this one. Suyang glanced at the money handed over by Xiaodan and shook his head somewhat disdainfully. How come people still carry cash with them when they go out these days? Receiving cash is also too troublesome, he still has to find time to go to the bank to deposit it. And recently, most banks are at least 500 meters away. It takes 10 minutes to walk. How could he possibly bend over for 5 red cash? On the system, you can easily exchange 1 point for a bad value, which is already 500 yuan, okay. By this calculation, he could have earned 300,000 yuan in just one day. However, Suyang's shaking of his head surprised the big brother who was following him on the side. Even the over 300,000 viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help but give Suyang a high glance. Iron juicers, I'm not mistaken. Did Suyang refuse? I'll say Suyang is not just a simple security guard. He only earns 3,500 yuan a month as a security guard, yet he can face this 500 yuan without being tempted, and even sternly refuse. This Cliff is a pure man. Our role model. What a pure man, if you want me to say he's just a fool. It's probably because of the 2 attempts made by little Dan's sister just now. If you don't take the money, do you really hope that a beautiful woman can look up to him? Dream it. But to be honest, Suyang's posture of shaking his head is so handsome. In ancient times, Tao Yuanming did not bow down for 5 do meters, but now Suyang is not tempted by 500 yuan. With capital letters of conviction. In the picture. Xiao Dan was also stunned as he held the cash in his hand. Unexpectedly not. These days, there are too few people willing to do good deeds for free. Furthermore, although Suyang was unaware, she had just wanted to blame this young security guard for the parking accident. For a moment, Xiaodan felt very guilty in his heart. Thinking of this, Xiaodan casually stuffed 500 yuan into his bag and took out his phone. Little brother, let's add some prestige. Upon hearing this, Suyang gave Xiaodan a second glance. You can also transfer money directly. Drop. The 2 of them did not hesitate and successfully added a trusted friend. The big brother next to him was stunned as he watched their actions. Fortunately, he just gave Suyang a high glance. I didn't expect this kid, refusing 500 yuan is fake, and wanting to increase the reputation of a beautiful woman is real. This move is really charming. At the moment of hearing the drip sound in the live broadcast room, there was an instant of wailing everywhere. My mentality has collapsed. How could someone be so naughty? So smart, how did they become security guards? Is this the legendary long line fishing for big fish? Picking up girls for 500 yuan is worth it, brothers. I also have 500 yuan, but where should the beautiful woman go to find her? Wait online, it's quite urgent. I didn't wait for the audience in the live broadcast room to scream a few more words. In Suyang's phone, a familiar mechanical female voice could be heard by everyone. Didi, WeChat payment, 1,000 yuan. Follow up big brother. Live broadcast room. Sleeping slot, lying slot, lying slot. Now my mentality is really shattered. Refuse 500 yuan. Here comes 1,000 yuan. Plus the prestige of a beautiful woman. Suyang not only has excellent parking skills, but also exceptional fishing skills. My mother asked me why I watched a program, and my keyboard was flooded with saliva. When I graduate, I will also become a security guard. What kind of work does this Nima still have? It's better to be a security guard in any neighborhood than to work now. Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 59,281 corruption points. The current total swing value is 119,813 points, and the available swing value is 119,813 points. Suyang felt a bit helpless as he listened to the system broadcast in his mind. The conscience of heaven and earth. He really didn't mean to do it, okay. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. The sunshine in the afternoon of 009 is pleasant. Lunch break in name only exists. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sunshine in the afternoon of 009 is pleasant. Lunch break in name only exists. A studio, an expert seat. Professor Lin Shi, a social observer, carefully observed the three sides of the beautiful woman Suyang and quietly wiped away the saliva from the corners of her mouth while the people and cameras around her were not paying attention. Suyang's little trick is also a bit lucky. This beautiful woman lives in the Tangchen community and even drives a sports car. I'm still so generous with my spending, I can easily get 1,000 yuan. How could Suyang have met me? If Suyang were a hardworking and ambitious young talent, perhaps he wouldn't be so imbalanced in his heart. But Suyang didn't work hard at a young age, he just wanted to be a security guard. How could you catch such a wealthy beauty? Professor Hongjiu, the director of sociology at Yen University, remained silent. Regardless of whether the money comes in the right way or not, whether it meets current labor relations and value standards. These 1,000 yuan are all parking fees earned by Suyang with his superb drifting parking technology. That's right, this is just the parking fee. It's nothing to do with those who don't pick girls, there's nothing to envy. On the other hand, Bao Yun, a scholar studying the study of dragon scrolls in the neighboring country, still expressed great dissatisfaction with Suyang's behavior. Suyang is clearly a security guard, so he should fulfill his duties and do a good job as a security guard. During working hours, how can one leave their job due to personal emotions and go to help beautiful women? Owners park their cars. A security guard who doesn't even have a car, where did he have time to practice parking techniques and drift? It's easy to imagine how many fish he caught before going to work. Such an irresponsible security guard deserves strong criticism. Disdain. Pushi. The words didn't fall into place, and Professor Lin Shi's uncontrollable laughter came from beside him. Speaking with such righteous words, who doesn't understand who? I'm afraid I'm not jealous of Suyang. Send off the beautiful girl Suyang. Have lunch at noon. Follow brother and follow Suyang back to the security room. I wanted to interview Suyang's emotional journey of posting with a beautiful woman in the morning. No way to think. I haven't spoken yet. I saw Suyang in the intoxicating sunshine of the afternoon. Slowly lie down on the chair. Slowly pick up the military coat that was covered in the morning. Slowly covering oneself again. Then the eyes closed. The sound of even breathing immediately rang out. Did you fall asleep? Suddenly reacting, the big brother who followed the camera was so angry that he almost wanted to smash the camera on his shoulder. Suyang, did he fall asleep again? But he had no choice but to take Suyang. This is a live observation program, and what he wants to do is to record the daily lives of the contestants without disturbing them. Taking a few deep breaths with the big brother, he placed the camera on the table and sat down on the small stool next to him. The afternoon sunshine always makes people drowsy. Suyang comfortably flipped over on the lounge chair. Half an hour has passed. Suyang showed no signs of waking up. The big brother who sits next to me is going crazy. Suyang's sleep is so fragrant. He looks so sleepy too. Speaking of which, it's been a long time since he took a nap on such an afternoon, full of food and drink, basking in the sun. Last time, it might have been while reading. Even for a moment. He almost wanted to just ignore it and sleep with Suyang. But he dare not. If Suyang wakes up midway and doesn't wake up himself, the director will find out that he is slacking off at work. This year's year.end bonus is gone. Whether we can get the down payment for a suite in the suburb of Mordor at the end of the year depends on whether the year.end bonus is awesome. So Suyang slept peacefully in the afternoon sunshine. Brother Shipai was dozing off while struggling to support his eyelids with both hands. The money earned is too much to bear. Just as big brother is drowsy. Outside the window, it was suddenly smashed with a loud bang. Wake up with brother Pai and stand up quickly. Before his eyes could even fully open, he shouted loudly in the direction of the sound. Boss! I'm not sleeping. I'm very clear-headed. Live streaming room. Puhaha. Help. Camera brother, this is too real. The camera guy is so skilled in this action that it's really heartbreaking. He doesn't usually fool the boss like this. Those who didn't know thought this program was an observation camera big brother. You're laughing. I feel sorry for the camera big brother for a second. Big brother is actually learning from Suyang. Look at Suyang sleeping so peacefully, with a peaceful appearance every year, he hasn't been disturbed at all. Security outdoor. The old man who knocked on the window was also stunned by the action of the camera brother for 2 seconds. 2 seconds later. The master judged that this young man may have some serious mental illness. He decided to ignore this strange young man. Bang bang. The sound of smashing the window rang out again. Xiao Su. Xiao Su. Get up quickly. It wasn't until the master's voice sounded that the camera brother suddenly came to his senses. After seeing clearly the environment and the people outside the window in front of me, I had a big red face. I really fell asleep and instinctively thought I was still in my own company. The cameraman turned his head to look at Suyang. Wow, this kid doesn't show any signs of waking up. Don't say you're at work, just sleeping at home. You should wake up now. The camera brother blushed and cleverly transformed the awkward redness into anxious redness. Patted Suyang's shoulder and anxiously said. Suyang. Suyang. Don't sleep. The captain of your security team is here. The camera guy doesn't know any security team captain, nor does he know the old man knocking on the window outside. But look at the old man's formation outside. Even if you're not the captain of the security team, you'll never leave. Suyang woke up leisurely after being pushed by the camera brother, feeling displeased and saying. What are you doing, big brother? I just dreamt of winning 5 million and almost got the money. The cameraman choked and said, You're still having a beautiful dream. Your security team captains are all here. Be careful not to be fired. Suyang didn't hear very clearly and pulled out 2 earplugs from his ear. Ah. What are you saying? Camera brother. Live broadcast room. Sleeping slot. Earbuds. Is Nima going to work or staying at home? Even if she sleeps like a rag, she even wears earplugs. I'm afraid she might wake up, right? Suyang is absolutely amazing. How could he make the 4 words fishing for work so clear and honest? But to be honest, I have fantasized about such a scene countless times in my heart. Wearing earplugs doesn't matter. What's wrong with lunch break? People who work don't deserve lunch break. Isn't it just time for lunch break now? Hee, yes. Now the company says there is a lunch break, but eating lunch every day feels like fighting. Either we have meetings while eating, or we just grab a few bites of food, and we have to be busy replying to messages and giving reports. Lunch breaks and the like are already in name only. I envy Suyang so much. I don't even remember how long I haven't had a nap. Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 19,381 corruption points. The current total swing value is 139,194 points, and the available swing value is 139,194 points. Upon hearing the sound of the system broadcast, Suyang finally recovered from his nap and looked at the noisy camera brother beside him, saying, "What did you just say?" "Captain Security. I am the security captain, who is looking for me. Everyone. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 010 chatting chess is perfect. You and my daughter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 010 chatting chess is perfect. What is your relationship with my daughter? What? The camera brother's eyes widened. Live streaming room. What did he say? I'm deaf, right? Just now. I must be hallucinating. He's so young, just out of society, hasn't Mao even grown up yet. Captain Security. Isn't he slacking off every day when he goes to work? He can even become the captain of the security team, and I'll immediately wash my hair upside down. Tears in my eyes, my family. I knew all along, how could a person who can use drift parking technology be a pure swindler who only knows how to fish every day? It must be. In places we can't see or understand, Suyang must be very hardworking. He works hard and studies hard every day. In the studio, at the expert table. Bao Yun, a scholar in the study of Dragon State Scrolls, whose palm was pounding with pain, showed a satisfied smile on his face for the first time. I knew that hard work will eventually water the flowers of success. Comrade Suyang must have put in a lot of effort before, in order to earn the reward of becoming the security captain. But even so, Suyang still needs to guard against arrogance and impatience. Becoming the security captain is just the first step to success. Next, he needs to continue working hard and become a security squad leader, security platoon leader, security company leader. Host He Ling frowned lightly, feeling a bit overwhelmed. For the first time, he began to doubt the attitude and essence of paper learning. Now it has been rolled up to the point where there is no need to even consider it. Is it possible that the security team only has the captain? Aren't you pretending to be bad? Can you still pretend to be the security captain? In the security room. The camera guy asked the hearts of all the viewers in front of the screen. Suyang got angry when he said this, lifted the coat covering his body, sat up, and said, "Do you think I want to be? Is it because the security captain has to fill out a form every week? Those old masters have to fill with magnifying glasses. As soon as I come, they quickly hand over this job to me. You're not angry." Suyang was filled with righteous indignation and even pulled out the form paper, slapping it on the table with a loud bang. The camera guy and the audience in the live broadcast room are about to pop out their eyeballs. Is that all? Just an A4 paper in front of you, okay. Spending 10 minutes is considered fishing. Is that all? Suyang was quite dissatisfied with the reaction of the camera brother. If it weren't for the fact that the security captain is not in charge and can sleep freely, I wouldn't have taken on this job. The words fell. In an instant, 10,000 grass mud horses rushed by in the live broadcast room. Sleeping slot. He fills out one form a week. I fill out 10 times as many forms a day as he does, okay. Look at that light A4 paper. Look at the mountains of folders piled up on my desk. I can't hold on to my family anymore. My monthly salary is only 6,000. If it weren't for the lack of supervision from the security team captain, he wouldn't even be interested. He's a pure man. If he doesn't even support the wall, I'll obey Suyang. If my parents hear this, they will definitely scold me for not being ambitious. I have been required to be ambitious since childhood, and I really don't want to be ambitious again. Not to mention it, I dare not resign and apply for the position of security guard. I can only show my respect for Suyang by presenting the ticket in my hand. At the expert table in the studio. Just praised Bao Yun, a scholar of the study of the Dragon State Scrolls in Suyang, and his face also turned a little green. Ding! Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 10,932 corruption points. The current total swing value is 150,126 points, and the available swing value is 150,126 points. Looking outside the security room. Suyang vs Lao Litu. The chess battle has begun. The battle situation is extremely fierce. The camera guy is carrying the camera, and everyone is numb. So this old man knocked so hard on the window just now, and surprisingly came to play chess with Suyang. The chess game on the table is becoming increasingly stale. Old Lee's mentality is also getting more and more explosive. What situation? I could have had some ups and downs with Suyang before. Why have you been defeated by Suyang all day today? What's even more infuriating is Suyang has been playing with his phone all along. When playing chess, I didn't even lift my eyelids. It's as if the chess game is reflected in his mind. By raising your hand, you can accurately grasp the chess pieces you want and smoothly place them in the position you want. Absolutely. And Suyang is still laughing at his phone. Something's wrong, he's really not right. Old Lee suddenly seemed to have something on his mind, his eyes narrowed into a slit and he stared closely at Suyang. Suddenly, with a sharp voice, he said. Suyang, you kid. What's going on today? Did you cheat? Suyang continued to press on his phone with both hands, but his head remained unaffected and he lifted it in confusion. Cheating? What cheating? Old Lee snorted heavily. He doesn't believe Suyang. Previously, playing chess with him with all his heart and mind was just a narrow victory for Suyang. How could it be that today Suyang used all his heart and mind, but became even more powerful? I heard that young people nowadays play chess on their phones and computers. Are you cheating? Are you playing chess with me and the computer? Suyang stopped typing with both hands. I still cheat when playing chess with you. He was just busy chatting today and had no intention of getting entangled with Old Lee. I accidentally hit a bit too hard and didn't have a good grasp of the accuracy. The camera guy next to him twitched his lips and said, "This outfit is so beautiful." At the moment when the words fell, Old Lee felt that his chess soul had been strongly insulted. No longer talking nonsense to Suyang, he stood up quickly and snatched Suyang's phone. I don't believe it. Show me. Hey. Suyang was undefended and his phone was snatched by Old Lee too. But I saw that end. Old Lee's eyes were about to burst out, staring incredulously at Suyang's phone screen. Suyang shrugged innocently and said, "You see, I'm not cheating. I can't even get busy chatting with beautiful women." The cameraman and the audience in the live broadcast room were greatly surprised. Good guy, dare you, Suyang. Is this kid even interested in fishing for two purposes? It's just a matter of using one mind for two purposes, yet you can still defeat the opponent one by one. Suyang's flaunting skills are too profound, right? In the picture. Old Lee's whole body seemed frozen, and it took him a while to lift his head with a click. Staring at Suyang, like a yellow weasel suddenly darting into the house, he shouted loudly. Tell me. What's your relationship with my daughter? Suyang. Is Xiaodan your daughter? Puff. Now the camera guy and the audience in the live broadcast room can't hold their tension anymore. Wait. Xiaodan. Is it Xiaodan, the beautiful woman with short hair in the morning? Is this old Li Tu Xiaodan's father? Ha ha ha, I'm going to laugh to death, help. While chatting with beautiful women, I'm killing their father to death. But the problem is, I think Suyang has a good relationship with this old Li Tu. Maybe Suyang really has a chance to take Xiaodan. Oh my goodness, it turns out that putting on a bad show at work can not only attract girls, but also win the father.in.law in advance. I've gained new insights. What other classes does Nima have? She can park and play chess, so why don't she just reach the pinnacle of her life? Ding. Detected host work corruption, causing impact, obtained 29,181 corruption points. The current total swing value is 179,307 points, and the available swing value is 179,307 points. Suyang. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.